Thanks for logging on for your Weather First Facebook forecast. I'm Alex Yoder. We are continuing to keep an eye on Isaac as it could continue to pose a threat to the state of Florida as we head into the beginning of next week. Let's go ahead and take a look at the satellite picture for right now. You can see it doesn't look too impressive on the satellite review. It looked a little bit better as we went through the early morning portions earlier today. It looks a little bit ragged, but it could continue to organize a little bit better here over the next several hours as it approaches Haiti, which continues to be under a hurricane warning, but we do not expect it to be a hurricane at that point. But the National Hurricane Center in their forecast track says we could be dealing with a hurricane entering into the Gulf of Mexico Monday afternoon. Again, the track has been slowly shifting towards the west, which is better news. The further west it goes away from the state, the less effects we will feel here locally. But again, if it stays a little bit closer towards the coastline, we will be on the right side of the storm, which could pose a bit of an issue here as we traditionally see some of the stronger conditions on the right side of the storm. Winds right now at 40 miles an hour, moving west-northwest at 16. We'll get another update to this track coming up at 11 o'clock. Here are the computer models. These have slowly been shifting towards the west. There's still a good consensus as it approaches the Straits of Florida, and still a few computer models approaching and bringing it right along the west coast of the state. Now, there are 3 Hurricane Hunter aircraft up there right now. One of them is sampling the environment ahead of the storm. That information will go into the computer models that are run later tonight, and that will be reflected in the 5 a.m. forecast track that we get tomorrow morning. And that is when we will have a much better idea. So by tomorrow night and into Saturday morning is when we will really get a good idea of where this storm will go. Still something to watch, still something to keep our eye on, because a lot can change here over the next several days through the weekend. Again, we're watching this area of high pressure towards the northeast, steering the system as it approaches the Straits of Florida and into the Gulf of Mexico. If this ridge of high pressure stays a little bit stronger, the storm will go a little bit further towards the west into the Gulf of Mexico. If it stays a little bit weaker, it could go a little bit further towards the east. So again, we're depending on this high pressure and really seeing where it will lead this storm, and that's something that will depend, be reflected in the forecast track over the next several days. Want to show you the extended forecast. Rain chances will slowly be increasing through the next several days. High temperatures in the lower 90s, but then you see start to increase the wind speeds a little bit on Sunday. Now, if the current forecast track holds true, we can start seeing the effects of Isaac coming in on Monday afternoon, lasting through the overnight period, and then coming into the early morning hours on Tuesday. So that's why Monday and Tuesday there, the forecast is really going to depend on the final track of Isaac. And it's quite hard to forecast that this far out, really seeing as we don't exactly know where this is going to go just yet. So something we need to keep our eye on. And of course, as we've been mentioning, just make sure, double check your hurricane preparation kit. Make sure your hurricane plans are prepared. We hope we don't have to use them, but that's why they're there, to make sure that they're available for us if we need to use them and if this storm does come a little bit closer. We will keep you updated with the latest weather conditions as well as all of the news going on around Sarasota and Charlotte counties in relation to Tropical Storm Isaac over the next several days.